The NFL Week 2 Contest Bombs edition of the Bottom Line Bombs on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. Sign up with promo code BOMBS to score up to $1,000 in bonus cash. We're also brought to you by Rhythm. Get your 7-day free trial today by going to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/RITHMM. And with that, we will start the show by doing the theme song. Yes, welcome to the Bottom Line Bombs. I am your host, CJ Sullivan. Whoa, that's too many hats. Laddie Daddy, the hat, free hat master. Let me put that in front of the SGPN. That's a bit too aggressive. Anyway, Scumbagger Vance, Narcavelli, the Bet Detective, Man in the Box. Yeah, I'll put this over there later anyway. Yes, the Laddie Daddy, of course. Welcome to the show. Thursday, September 12th. I'm back in the studio. Haven't been back here in Eagle Rock in a little while. I just stopped by Eagle Rock Urgent Care on the way before the show. So you know the show's going to be good. I'm a little hopped up. No big deal. Just had a little bursitis, whatever the fuck you call it, in the elbow. If you're watching, help me. I'll zoom in for that. Yeah, a little bursitis. It's sticking out. It's inflamed, so I got a cortisone shot or something. Urgent cares for fun, you know. It's the like I always say, it's the Greyhound stations of hospitals. They're in the right. Their minds are in the right place. They're like public defense. The doctors like public defenders. They're urgent care. You know, their heart's in the right place. They got into it for the right reasons, but they just don't have that, you know, that education you need when things get down to it. I think he got me in there. Got me in, got me out. So that was good. Can't complain. Anyway, we are back here live. It is Thursday, September 12th. Broadcasting. It is a contest week edition. What? God, with words. I will give out 5 Circa Million plays and the survivor for the road to 10 million as it has continued on. I even put out a couple new road to 10 million videos. So if you're watching on the X right now, come on over to the YouTube. You can be a part of the chat. Give me your plays if you want, or bits. I'm also here for the bits. I will say that I have a new road to 10 million. If you follow me on Instagram, CJ Sullivan was taken _ in between each words, or on X at CJ Sullivan _ I didn't put it out on X yet, but I will. And my TikToks and whatnot. The views aren't getting good, but you know. I gotta pull some Shannon Sharp numbers. Got a few leaks out there, you know. So whoops, was that me? Was that me on Instagram Live having sex loudly? I don't know how that happened. Anyway, tune in live afterwards, and I'll do a whole post-game press conference about it, about my session and how I laid it down. Okay, and we did. We all listened. Anyway, what was I saying? Oh, the road to 10 million. Yeah, it continues on. We're back on the road again. Willie Nelson style. Put out a couple videos with editing for help from our Saadi, the SGPN editor, man, social media guy. Shout out to him. In Indonesia, I believe he lives. Does the Man in the Box humor translate to Indonesian social media? Well, you'll be the judge. That's the problem. I need to be in the editing room. I need to be over the shoulder saying, do this joke, you know, because they're putting the real things out there. I'm like, well, I don't know. I was told I needed an assistant by someone outside the box. That's the whole point of being the man in the box. There's no assistants. I don't have a producer. I don't have anything. Yeah, I would love an assistant. I would also love a salary where I can afford an assistant. If I paid an assistant, they'd be making more than me. How can I do that? That's like the Costanza thing. You can't have your secretary making more money than you. But an assistant does sound nice. Just to get all this goddamn editing done. It's all my life is editing and urgent cares. Anyway, all right. I shouldn't get into that because it's NFL college football season. We're here in full swing. Make sure you subscribe to the Sports Gambling Podcast and the College Football Experience for free picks for every game against the spread. Anyway, all right, let's get into it. Thursday Night Football is tonight. I did Thursday Night Football 2 days ago on the Tuesday show. We were coming back from Vegas. I gave out Buffalo. It's now 2.5 they're getting. I like them at 2.5. Listen, Josh Allen has never lost on Thursday night. They're like 9-1 versus Miami. Raheem Mostert's out. Akachain is he's questionable. He's iffy. They're going to test him on the field. I'm going to have to bench him in my fantasy. And listen, I don't even blame Miami for this, but I mean, this is insane. These Thursday night games. This close into the season too. They used to wait till like week 8. Now like fuck it, just get out there. Divisional game Thursday night. Great, thanks. A lot of fun. So half their lineup, they can't play. So that's why the total at 48. You lean under because it's a standalone game. And there's supposed to be weather. There's always weather in Miami. It'll be hot, of course, but it'll be at night at least. But it'll be wet. These teams always combine for a lot of points, but there's going to be injuries. The Thursday night games just suck. But I will give out a few props. Ladders. I don't know if I did give it. Did I give out Matt Collins? Here's the thing. Dalton Kincaid is the number 1 for Buffalo. They don't have any receivers. They have Kalish Keir. I gave out him week 1. He got his number, but he didn't hit the ladder. You have Keon Coleman, talented rookie, but he's a rookie. Still get adjusting. Curtis Samuel, not a thing. Stop making Curtis Samuel a thing. Everywhere it goes, like, oh, wait, you see the interchangeable Curtis Samuel. He's not a thing. So what Arizona did was they shot down Kincaid. He did nothing, 1 for 8. So Allen needs another big target. Enter Mac Hollins, the barefooted wonder, eats with his hands, rides a bike to work. Certified weirdo. His over-under for catches is 1.5 receptions. We're going to bomb that. If you want to run that ladder up, Matt Collins receptions up to 5 receptions, I believe. It's up to 750. Run that up. I think Matt Collins gets at least 3 or 4 catches tonight. ML says, welcome to the chat room. Says, welcome. See, Generates, what's up? How we doing? Welcome, ML. We're just talking a little Thursday Night Football, and then I'm going to get into the Circa Millions and Survivors. We have Eric Turman in the chat room, wants to know when the CCFO waiver shamer is. Well, Eric Turman, I'll tell you what. I don't know if this happened to anyone else. He has a fantasy football question. He is in the Fantasy Football League. Every Wednesday, I like to write an column in my Fantasy Football League that I'm the commissioner of, called the Waiver Shamer, where I shame, you shame someone for their awful waiver bids, or even worse, the bids that didn't make it, That's what I love about Yahoo. They would have they show you the bids that, like, what everyone else bid that didn't get it. Like, why? Why are you showing that? Just to shame people. I didn't do it this week. To be honest with you, the waivers came and went before I even realized. I think it was because I was coming back from Vegas. I totally forgot that Wednesday was Wednesday. I'm like, oh, fuck, because I wanted that Rams tight end because he's going to have a nice game because I have David Njoku, and he's out. And now I'm stuck with Foster Moreau. So no shamer. The shamer goes to me, Eric Turman. Maybe I'll write that up. Maybe I'll get that in there later. But the shame, maybe I'll probably start for next week. I can't have time for this week. But yeah, that goes. The shamer starts with me forgetting to write that article and to forget the free agency happens. All right, so we have Buffalo plus 2.5. We have Matt Collins over 1.5 receptions, and I'll give one more. We'll give Jalen Waddle over 16.5 receiving yards. Buffalo actually does a good job of stopping Tyreek Hill historically. Now, you can't shut him down, obviously, but they do a pretty good job of funneling him and keeping him in control. So that makes room for Jalen Waddle. At 16.5 yards, I'd much rather play him than Tyreek Hill's insane, like 95 or whatever you got to do to get his number. So give me Jalen Waddle over 60.5. Matt Collins over 1.5. And give me these Buffalo Bills tonight, plus 2.5. Plus, you got Tyreek Hill. Now he's a spokesman, for for police brutality. He's trying, let's all make a change. How about he tweeted that out? Let's make a change. He even knows. He's laughing when he does it. Like, oh, yeah, I can't be this guy, right? I can't be the guy that's representing, no one's marching behind me, right? I'm the guy with 12 kids and no one believes him. I was just trying to be discreet, trying to roll up that window. I don't like the cameras. You don't like the cameras on you. What are you talking about? You're driving a $500,000 Lamborghini with Cheetah as a license plate. Yeah, I don't think you're trying to be inconspicuous. Now, I don't want to get into it. Obviously, they let's just say both sides were bad. The cops more so because they fucking tossed him around. They shouldn't have done that. But Tyreek could have been a little better up front there with the old, hey, don't knock my window shit. That's not gonna make those cops happy. And I like what people are saying. Well, it's not, at least the cops weren't white. That's what whites are saying. Woo-hoo, thank God they weren't white. They were dark, just like him. That's what he said when Tyreek Hill was trying to say, hey, I'm getting arrested for being a black man driving. And then the cops were like, hey, we're dark too. Yeah, you're Miami Cubans, though. You're a little different. Miami Cubans, if you don't know, hate. Rich black people. I just call it as I see it. I'm just reporting here I've got my boots on the ground. I'm just saying. Especially put them in the cops. Yeah, that's Miami's Dade County. Miami is just a whole different fucking breed. Anyway, point is, Tyreek Hill will be fine. They're going to be throwing the ball. You have Jeff Wilson tonight. Michael. But we're going to take the Buffalo Bills. Anyway, and like we said, the road to 10 million has began. Again, it's a little bit of traffic. Got to a bumpy start, but actually it was a bumpy start. Week 1, we went 1-3-1 with the Bombs. Could have went 5-0, I'd argue, but we didn't. One was Buffalo. God damn it. Not covering by the hook. But we did get the Survivor. The Survivor, the road to 10 million. We lost one with the Bengals, but we won 2 with Seattle. So we're down 1 entry after week 1. Not good. We have 2 more entries. So I'll give out 2 Survivor picks, 5 contest million bomb picks, whatever, against the spread that we used from Circa that came out today. And of course, we'll have a man in a box. Will I talk more Shannon Sharp? Maybe. Well, how can't you? That completely not staged event by Shannon Sharp. Just an old-fashioned accident. Could happen to any of us, Anyway, that being said, let me tell you about Underdog Fantasy. Underdog Fantasy is finally here. It's always here. Finally here. What are you talking about, CJ? It's a pick'em game. It gives you a chance to win 1,000 times up to your entry. The NFL's back. There's a ton of pick'em specials. You get you started. Plus, great action for college football. Their lobby's jam-packed with profit boosts and no sweat entries. You can now use specials and boosts on all flex entries. I am going to use Matt Collins over 1.5 receptions and Jalen Waddle higher than 60.5. Did I say over? I meant higher. Did you hear me, lawyers? Don't fire me. Don't fire me, Underdog. I meant higher, not over. We all know over has to do with gambling. And this has nothing to do with gambling. This is a skill game. So sign up with promo code BOMBS to claim your special pick and first-time deposit. Offer up to $1,000 in bonus cash. UnderdogFantasy.com, promo code BOMBS. All right, we're back here on the Bottom Line Bombs. I am your host, the man in the box, the Laddie Daddy. Scumbagger Vance, Bet Detective, all those other things. Should I be playing things like, there's so many games. How long have I been saying on this show that I'm going to get my own soundboard of drops that I like, that I find funny? Forever? And I just don't do it. That's my life. That's my life, and it's now or never. How about Bon Jovi save someone from jumping off a bridge in Nashville or something like that? What the hell was that story? They must have been listening to Bon Jovi. Anyway, here we go. Let's get into the Circa Million contest. Like we said, 1-3-1 week one. We don't have to go over that again. We had some bad beats. We had some unfortunate incidents. Let's get into it. Let's get into these spreads here now. We're going to start off with, there's some interesting games. There's a lot of games I like. There's a lot of big favorites. There's a lot of little dogs. Now I'm going to save the contest ones. So the Survivor ones I like as plays too, but I'm not really sure which one I'm going to insert, but let's start right off. Let's start right off with the Rams game. I'm going to go right back with my Rams. They're at Arizona. The line is 1. Arizona is favored. Are we crazy? Now, why is Arizona favored? The Rams dominate Arizona. They own Arizona. McVay owns Kingsbury, whoever the fuck. I know it's Gannon now, but they just own Arizona. McVay off a loss is amazing. Now, apparently their entire secondary is hurt. Or Tampa Bay's secondary. Everyone, there's so many injury reports now in week 2. Like, what's going on? How is this so much carnage? Act like they went through fucking Dunkirk already and they're just limping bodies across the line. It's been one game of football. You read these midweek injury reports. It's like a fucking Schindler's List, Mike. I don't know if that makes sense. But the point is, there's a lot of carnage and bodies out there. So the Rams are a little banged up. Puka Nakua is out, but Cooper Kupp looked great. Stafford did his thing. Now, Arizona is going to be improved. They have their offense is better. They gave Buffalo a little scare. Their defense is terrible. So this looks like an over as well. But I'm going to go with Sean McVay. Off of a loss they shouldn't have had in Detroit. Now, is it a letdown game? It's too early in the season for letdown games. So I'm going to look for dogs, little pups, if you will. And we'll start off with our first play, Rams +1 over Arizona. We're getting a little too aggressive with Arizona being back, and this is a great team. They're still a bad team. They're improved. Kyler Murray. How about Kyler Murray said, because Marvin Harrison didn't get any looks. Marvin Harrison Jr., the great rookie they drafted. Then there's that viral clip of him wide open down the end, bottom of the field, the end of the field, that would have beat the Bills, basically, but on a game-winning touchdown. And Murray's like, yeah, that's not really my job to get him the ball. Not your job to get him the ball. What? Yeah, that's coach's job. Coach got to do that. Coach got to tell me to do that. You have the ball in your hands, don't you, Kyler? Well, yeah, but that's only because the coach says so. Then the coach is in my ear and he tells me where to go. That's got to be reaffirming for Marvin Harrison. Oh, okay. My quarterback has already told me it's not his job to throw me the ball because I was pretty much sure that was the one person whose job it is. They love saying, well, he's short. He can't see him. And he doesn't throw the ball deep. He doesn't throw the ball deep. Thought his nickname was Hail Murray. What do you mean he doesn't throw the ball deep? Not anymore. Now he's too short. I do think that's a bit ridiculous when they talk about short quarterbacks. They know Drew Brees and Doug Flutie. No one's standing over offensive linemen. They go between the cracks, in between left and right, in between the shoulders. They look for their lane. No one's like a 7'5" Jack and a Beanstalk standing over a huge offensive lineman. Anyway, also, if you like a prop in that game, I do think they will get Marvin Harrison the ball this game. His total is 60.5 yards. But that he'll hear from me. I'll save some of those because I'm on a prop show with Sean and Ryan right after this. I got a big day today. I got the bottom line bombs, which you're getting right now. I'll be on the prop show with Sean and Ryan right after this. And then, of course, the college weekend bombs edition with Picks Dundee after that. Triple header of me, the man in the box, coming in. So actually, you know what? I'll save some of it. I do like Marvin. I'll sneak preview. I do like that Marvin Harrison. To finally get some numbers. Anytime someone bitches about whenever it's a story that someone didn't get anything, then usually They make an issue to make sure they get the films. Oh, man. My goodness graciousness. ML goes, where do you watch the Picks Dundee show? Well, of course, on the College Football Experience YouTube page. Make sure you subscribe to all that. That is part of the college experience. I join in there and show. But also, if you follow me on X, tweet it out. The link's right there. Oh, you can watch it on X or watch it on YouTube. But watch it on YouTube because that way you can jump in the comments. So yeah, the college experience. Make sure you subscribe to all those sports games, not just the Bottom Line Bombs, but also the Sports Gambling Podcast Network, the College Football Experience. Any sports show you want. The Slap Show. You know what I mean? There's got to be a show on the Slap Show, right? Where there's two people just slap each other in the face. That's a sport we just jacked from the Russians. Slapping. Whenever I watch I barely watch it. But if you can bet on it, I'll bet on it. You know what I'm talking about. The slap, whatever the fuck it's called, where guy just slaps the other guy in the face hard. Then they take turns doing it. I would slap the guy and then be like, all right, you win. I give up. Yeah, I don't want to get hit. I just wanted to hit you. It's like without any defense whatsoever. It's like that old Buddy Hackett joke, Johnny Carson. There are two guys fighting over a duck on whose property it was. And they go, let's kick each other in the nuts. And the guy kicks the guy in the nuts and he rolls around for 10 minutes, Buddy Hackett style. Then he gets up. All right, my turn. He goes, nah, you can have the duck. I don't care. Good old Buddy Hackett. Giving you a little comedy lesson. The thing with the slapping is it's not like boxing or MMA where you're like, when the other guy, loses, you're like, all right, well, he's a competitor. He trained for this. He just got beat, You feel bad, but you don't feel too bad because he's trying to win. The slapping thing, you feel bad for the other guy poorly. He's just standing there. The guy can't even defend himself. He's just standing there, hands behind his back like Chris Rock and Will Smith style, and he just gets teed off on. Jesus, buddy, take it down a notch. Anyway. All right, so where are we? Rams plus the 1. That's our first bomb of the Circa Million 5 contest, and we're going to go 5-0. I'm pretty confident in this one. Now let's get into this. I'm going to do a short favorite. I don't like to do a short favorite. How about this, though? And this is what play I almost had last week. Cleveland Browns head down to Jacksonville. Line is 3, according to Circa. A clean 3. I actually wouldn't even mind if it was 3.5. I think Cleveland is toast. I mean, I know they say you don't want to overreact to week 1. I think this line is low because Jacksonville lost that game in Miami. They should have beat Miami. Jacksonville and Seattle are my 2 future teams that I like that I'm going to be on all year. I'm on the futures. I like them. They should have beat Miami. Travis Etienne fumbles the ball out of the end zone. They're about to go up 24-7 and put that game away. Then they wind up blowing it. It's all right. They're still down in Florida. Now Cleveland goes down to South Florida. They go down to Jacksonville. Scumbag Jacksonville. Now you got Deshaun Watson getting another accuser. What? Another massage accuser? What kind of sociopath is Deshaun Watson? First of all, sweetheart, all right? I don't know if you saw the class action lawsuit, but that train kind of left. What do you mean now? Did this happen afterwards? I think this has been entrapment, maybe. I mean, who knows? By Cleveland to try to get him out as a quarterback. Because as we know, there's so much talk about Deshaun Watson because he played bad versus Dallas. And he's been bad. He's never been good. And I have a lot of people in my YouTube comments. When I did my Cleveland Brown preview, that video for some reason is getting a lot of traction. So I'm getting Browns defenders defending Deshaun Watson. They love defending Deshaun Watson. That was before last week's game. Now even they have to admit something is seriously wrong. The Watson truthers love going to that one Ravens game last year where he had a broken hand. Like, good for him. But like I said, the worst crime he did to Browns fans was not the 100 sexual assaults. It was that he was bad at football. That's unforgivable for Browns fans. And right now, he's not good. I mean, they know he's not good. They gave him the worst. There's the worst contract in the history of the game, they're saying. The worst transaction, whatever. When they gave him all this guaranteed money. It looks like he doesn't even care. But it's still strange how he became bad all of a sudden. Is it because he's not getting massages? Is it like a Tiger Woods situation where because he can't sleep with Perkins waitresses anymore, that is, his iron game got a little bit off, if you know what I mean? Is Watson going to be able to handle the South Florida massage parlors? Robert Kraft couldn't. Someone's like, they should build, I would build a shop right around Cleveland just to get him out, to sabotage him, get him out of this thing. How about the fucking coach? Stefanski said, "Hey, what do you think of Watson's new accuser accusing of sexual assault?" I haven't heard. You haven't heard? What are you talking about? What do you mean you haven't heard? What's going on in there in the offices? Oh, she's not a masseuse. Thank you, Eric Turner. It's separate, but you might be right that the Browns made it up. I mean, gave it to Yuki on DR. Let's see. So she's going to interview with the NFL. Can you imagine that? Imagine that NFL interview. The NFL attorneys and investigators coming in. Oh man. I'm sure that's a well run. Give the accuser her rights. I know. And so the Browns knew this was so bad. They had Joe Flacco last year who saved the season. Came off the couch, as I like to say. You know how quarterbacks come. They don't come on. Kickers come from under the bridge. Quarterbacks come from off the couch. Flacco came from off the couch, rescued the season. And then he was so good, the Browns got rid of him immediately because we can't have him hanging around and, being a threat to Deshaun Watson. We don't want fans wanting Flacco to play over Watson, which they all do, or teammates. So let's get a backup that could play, but nobody's going to be asking for him to take over because he's even more of a space cadet than Watson is. And Feach Lamani says, QB1, Jameis Winston. What happens with Jameis? Why does Jameis Winston not get a chance? Is it his insane pregame speeches that he does all the time? Just how much of a lunatic he is? Let him play. Let him fucking cook. Let Winston cook down there in Cleveland. So funny. I don't understand. I do not get it. Watson goes back to pass. Whenever you they uncork one, you're like, okay, he sees somebody. With Watson, you never feel good. Like, oh, he saw someone. Nope. He's just going to launch his fucking football and see what happens. Now, the Browns defense on the road last year, not so good. At home, they were much better. They got dominated by Dallas. They were never in that game. That was the one bet where I'm like, 5 minutes into it, this is over. They have no effing chance. Now, Jacksonville's a team I'm high on. Twan Walker. Remember this, C. Generits? I gave him out Defensive Player of the Year, 100-1 preseason with the Jacksonville preview. He had 2 sacks. That's some CLV. They're going to get another sack on one. And they just can't handle Watson. I don't know what's going to happen here. But this already seems like it's week 12 in the Brown season. Like, what a year it's been. What a year. It's been one game. I know, but things are not looking good. They do have a good roster, but they're still banged up right now. I love Cleveland here. Jacksonville. So we're going to take Jacksonville -3 here. Bomb that. Fire up Winston. Who gives a shit? I mean, people are having these crazy rants already about Watson. It's they finally realize, he's just got to shake the rust. The rust. It's been 7 years. He's not good. There's a lot of quarterbacks out there that did not look healthy or good. Watson's healthy. He's just not good. All right, let's move on to game 3. So it's Jacksonville -3, Rams +1. Now let's go to this. This is the game. Lane Gretzky, what's up to the chat? He says, "What's up, my guy? How we doing?" This game we got robbed of. An awful game that we had at least a storyline, and they're not even going to give it to us. Pittsburgh at Denver. Line is 2.5. The Steelers are 2.5 road favorites. What? Okay. Now, Bo Nix didn't look great. I'll say that. But this was supposed to be the return of Russell Wilson to Denver. To let Russ cook. And then he kind of got hurt. They're like, yeah, you're hurt. Trust us, Russ. You're hurt. We don't want to see you out there. We want to see Justin Fields. He's fun. You're not fun. Bronco Nation, let's ride. We were missing all of this. The old let Russ cook. And then they let Russ cook, and it was a grease fire. The kitchen blew up. It's like me anytime I make a damn meal in my apartment. Smoke alarm fucking goes off. Anytime I cook, I got to open the door, put the step ladder on the door to keep it open so the smoke goes down the hallway. And then I got people coming in. Somebody's making dinner. Get the hell out of here, Judy. So they're not letting Russ cook. They're robbing us of this Denver Russell Wilson reunion. And that would have been amazing. Now we're getting Justin Fields. But they do still embarrass him. And that's all Russell Wilson's for now. You put a kick me sign on him. He's so ridiculous. Right. He was inactive last week, but yet he was wearing full pads, as Feach Lamont said. They had him in full pads. Hey, all right. Now, Russ, there's no way you're allowed in the game. All right. You're currently inactive, but we do have the uniform, in case someone doesn't want to let you in the stadium. You put this on, say, listen, look at me. I'm a football player. I used to play football. I used to win a Super Bowl. He should wear a different uniform. He should wear like a baseball uniform. Wear a Colorado Rocky uniform or Pittsburgh Pirates. Wear Buccos. Wear an Andrew McCutcheon full-on Pittsburgh Pirate uniform this week. Hockey player, Russ wearing the old penguin with the skates. Why not, Russ? Have fun with it. Inactive, but just wear different uniforms, different sports. That being said, this is back-to-back road games for the Steelers. They won at Atlanta. They didn't do much. They didn't throw the ball over the middle at all. That was by design, apparently. They were that afraid of Jeff Bates, or whatever the Bates is for Atlanta. I think Kirk Cousins is a mess right now. He can't move, and he needs to be able to move. I think that has a lot to do with it. We're going to get to that later on. That being said, Denver Broncos at home with Bo Nix. I know, with Bo Nix. I don't know if that's. I'm trying to talk myself into it with Bo Nix. Ooh, I just heard myself say that out loud. Did I really say that? Maybe they can rack up 6 more safeties this week. I don't know, but we'll take the 2.5 with the Broncos. All right. Now, we added 3 bombs for the contest. 2 dogs and 1 little short favorite. That's the way you do it. You don't have to lay the big numbers. Let's see. Do I have a Bet US graphic? I'm a Bet 365. Is that what we want? That's not Bet 365. We want Bet US. We're brought to you by Bet US. That's not it. I didn't download that. All right. You're going to have to look at me. I'll lock in. How about a tight one on me? All right. We're brought to you by Bet US. Bet with the best in the business. Bet US. Bet US has been around for more than 40 years. Bet anywhere. Bet US is available in tons of locations, including internationally. Bet US has a massive props menu, same game parlays, and some of the best boosts in the business. Plus, an all-new live betting experience. Easily deposit using crypto and getting lightning fast payouts. A bet I like on Bet US? Well, we're going to take them Buffalo Bills money line tonight. Take that, plus 125. Use our link to sign up. Get 125% deposit bonus on your first 3 deposits. Go to sportsgamepodcast.com/BetUS. That's sportsgamepodcast.com/BetUS. So they know we sent you. BetUS, America's favorite sports book. And we're also brought to you by Rhythm. Can't say enough about Rhythm. You ever wanted to create your own sports betting model? Do you even know what a sports betting model is? You sure do. It's me, the bet detective, the laddie daddy. I'm the only sports model you need. Rhythm is the #1 AI-powered sports betting platform that helps provide bettors of all levels an ability to build custom predictive betting models in seconds, get predictions for betting on money online, spreads, totals, and props. Build your own model. Copy one of the top-performing models from the leaderboard, or press build a model for me, and Rhythm gives you predictions for every game, player, prop. Also has a myriad of stats, research, and trend analysis to give you more betting insights. Claim your 7-day free trial today by going to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/rhythm. That's sportsgamblingpodcast.com/RITHMM. And we're back here on the Bottom Line Bombs. I'm your host, CJ Sullivan, the Laddie Daddy, the man in the box. Now we're moving along here a little bit. Here we have a nice full chat room here. Feach says, new sponsor alert. Send off the alarms. Bet US. And that's right. That means football season. They come running. Come football season. Hey, no, that's when they get the whores in. How about Sharp? I can't think about Shannon Sharp. You got a Viagra sponsorship immediately. I mean, that's what I mean. This is the fakest fucking thing. Anyway, we'll save that for the box. We got 2 more games we got to get to. Make sure you subscribe and smash the like button here on the YouTube. I love you guys watching on YouTube. Make sure you hit the thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube page. I'm got to put out my new Road to 10 Million series. I got a bunch of videos coming out with that, along with my interview segments. I have a Liev Schreiber outtakes clip that I'm going to put out on all the formats. Right now, it's just in the IG story because it's a little risque. I could get canceled. But like I said, give me canceled. Give me the ratings first. Give me the show to get canceled, and I'll gladly get canceled. It's a fun little outtake that me and Liev Schreiber had when he messed up the name George Floyd. Anyway, we'll get to that. But that's if you subscribe. That's where you get. That's where you get all the stuff. CJ Sullivan was taken. Oh, I gotta plug. I'll plug my show afterwards. The North Carolina show is coming up in the first week of October for my man Steve Elridge and other people that have been asking. Degenerates that have been asking for it. Takeo Spikes 5151. Welcome to the chat. He says the Sharps got the fins and the ragu stains on the shirt. They sure do. The ragu stains for the Sharps. There's nothing better than the Sharps, like I like to say. Yeah, the Sharps were on Carolina last week. Yeah, the Sharps were not on a fucking pair of pants that are pressed. I'll tell you that. The Sharps weren't into starch in their laundry. The Sharps are on lines, gambling lines. Yes, the Sharps aren't sharp in anything else in life, though. That's a buffet line there at Palms Casino. Not a bad buffet. All right. Let's get into 2 more bombs to go. 2 NFC East battles. Well, 1 NFC East battle, 1 involving NFC East team. Another bad game. Giants and Commanders line is 1.5 according to the Circa contest spread. Commanders favored by 1.5. Now, Commanders are a bad team. Their defense is really bad. Their over is going to be hit. The Giants, also a bad team. They got a better defense. They own Washington, too. But by owning them, they tie them. They fucking, beat them in double overtime by a point. Danny Dimes, or as they call him, Danny Nickels now, Danny Pennies. He's not looking good. He is perfected. He's kind of copyrighted the 5-yard pick six, which is, no one else has a right to that play. So why not, Danny Dimes? Why not? He'll throw a pick six from his own 5-yard line, which is, unheard of. Rushers are getting in there scot-free. Like, you know what? Just hang out. He'll probably throw you the ball. Don't even sack him. He'll throw you. Just wait. He'll throw you the ball. Daniel Jones is amazing where he is hated universally. He's hated by Giants fans, obviously. He's hated by Giants players. He's hated by players across the league, which you never see. The Vikings said they felt bad for him in the fourth quarter last week. Personally, I don't think he's healthy. He got hurt pretty late in the season against the Raiders last year, and he's not mobile around. Mobile around? His over-under is 26.5 rushing yards. I like the under. I just don't think he can move, and he needs to move to do what he does, to play action, all those kind of things. He's not a sit back and whip it kind of a guy. Now, Washington, I said that kind of like Jack Parr or something. Now, Washington, Winchester, what is it? What's his name? Rochester. That's what it is. Jack Benny, not Jack Parr. Jack Parr was a cool one. Jack Benny's still good, but here we go. Now, Rochester, now Washington, they're a bad team, but they got some excitement with Jaden Daniels. I'm going to be all over his rushing prop again, which is at 50.5. Hit that over. With Eckler, home opener. I think they switch it around. I think Washington gets him. Now, they've had terrible ownership with Dan Snyder. They finally cleared it out. But something else came out. How about that story? Did you see that story about the Washington employee they fired? Pretty bizarre. Now, the bet detectives on all this. Now, Cleveland, with this new accuser with Deshaun Watson, I think that came from the inside. That came from Cleveland. This one also came from Washington. They fired an employee because a video came out which showed disparaging comments about NFL leadership, players, and fans. I don't know if you saw the story. Kind of snuck in there. A video came out, the O'Keefe Media Group. I don't know if you see this asshole on Twitter. He puts out secret videos with as he calls them, citizen journalists. Go fuck yourself. He has people secretly recorded. So he had one of their reporters, a woman, go on an undercover date with Vice President of Content, Rael Antine of Washington Commanders. And she recorded him on these dates. Now, he made disparaging comments on 2 separate dates. Now, what did he say? He said all things that are true, of course. Anything that gets you fired are usually things that are true. He said that NFL's social justice efforts are performative because of the George Floyd. Yeah. Yeah, no shit. Right. Yeah, you think the NFL really cares about end racism in the back of the end zone? As they have a fucking tomahawk chop coming down there in Kansas City? He said it's not done out of the goodness of their heart and morality. No shit. Social justice efforts are performative. First of all, this is what let me go through his comments first, and I'll say why I really have a problem with the story. He also called the players and fans dumb. What? How dare you? Most of the fans, I would say, are high school educated alcoholics, mouth breathers, he said on one occasion with the journal. Like they keep calling this fucking person a journalist. This is like an 80s movie. This is every guy's fear. That the girl you're out on a date with is being paid by someone else to be on a date with you, and then they're going to use everything you say against you for all the bullies to make fun of you or get you fired. This guy's just trying to get a little. He thinks he's dating some DC lib. I'm sure the fucking dating app was, woke wonkettes. It was insulting. It was demeaning. Even if you're on a date with someone, you're saying these things. It's just illogical. A fan known as Tailgate Ted said. Oh, really? Tailgate Ted? Let's see your Riz game. Your name's Tailgate Ted. I would love to see what you say on a fucking first date. I guarantee Tailgate Ted is a high school educated alcoholic mouth breather. I, for one, take it personally because I'm a college educated alcoholic. Thank you very much. The Hale Barbecue. This guy's hilarious. He also said, what else did he say? Let me go through some of the other comments. He went on to say about how homophobic the league is. He goes, half the team are white Christians who are taught that, God hates gays. The other half are low-income blacks who are all homophobic or homophobic culture. Again, not the most untrue statement. Is it 100% true? No. Is it stereotypical? Yes. Is it pretty accurate? Mm-hmm. Anyway, point is that he must have been trying anything on this date. And I would love to see, I want to see the citizen journalist of her And like she must have felt she hit gold. I can't believe this asshole's running his mouth. Like this is weird. Now I think he was a whistleblower, and he went to HR and just complained about some of the organization, like how they are against gays or whatever. So they set him up for this fucking fake date. And he knew, he won't be able to stop running his mouth about this. He also said Jerry Jones hates blacks and gays. Well, again, that's historically accurate. There is no way in hell you're going to tell me that Jerry Jones does not. We've all seen it. Like I said before, Jerry Jones is the Forrest Gump of racism. Anytime there's an historical racist photo, there's some kind of variation of Jerry Jones in the background. Either it be Selma or, Justin Theroux, blackface, whatever. Jones is there somewhere. Then he said Roger Goodell's a $50 million puppet. Well, that's going to get you fired. Sorry about it. Well, we actually could have took everything else you said, but you can't say shit about Roger Goodell, even if it is 100% true. This poor guy. What is he doing? How bad was this date going where he's trying to pull out all the stops? Does that give you the ick, ladies? When men just complain about their jobs and how everyone's woke or not woke at their jobs? Is that what he's complaining about, the anti-woke? Well, thank God for those citizen journalists recording in their purse of this man trying to spit his game to a lib woman in D.C. He didn't know. He's trying anything he can. Is that what we're doing now? We're firing people on dates for trying to figure out a woman? We're all fucked then. You can't say that. He's right. Look, the black culture doesn't have homophobia in there. Fuck, half the reason why Shannon Sharp did that fake goddamn fucking sex on Instagram was to beat the allegations, as they say. His zesty allegations. Because God forbid, even Ocho Cinco said it. Glad it was a Michael, not a Michelle, or Michelle, not a Michael. Lane Gretzky says the reporter probably still banged. I mean, if she was a good reporter, if she was committed to the job, citizen reporter. That's fucking tilting. Anyway, that being said, we're going to take Washington -1.5. Oh, man. All right. So that's four tight little lines. Rams +1, Jags -3, Denver +2.5, and Washington -1.5. Now we're going to go with one big spread here for the fifth final game. There's a lot of big lines I like. If you want to go through them all, I'll throw a couple out there that didn't make the cut. We have Ravens Raiders. Line's 8 here. I love the Ravens there. I'll get to them in the Survivor. Cowboys over the Saints, 6.5. I like that too. Bucks line seems a little big at 7, but the Bucks secondary is all hurt. Then you have Colts Packers, 2.5, with Jordan Love being out and Malik Willis. I want to stay away from those weird games. There's a lot of weird ones. And you have Bengals Chiefs. I was going to take Kansas City, but then I'm like, am I really going to fall for a Joe Burrow couldn't pick up a water bottle video? Is that going to be my handicapping? They're already coming after Joe Burrow saying he couldn't handle a Gatorade bottle. Okay. All right. They asked him about it. He's like, what? What the fuck are you talking about? Oh, you didn't know? That's all the internet's been talking about the last 12 hours. No, I didn't know that. Then you have Texans Bears, 6.5. I think the Texans roll there too, but we'll get to that in Survivor. We're going to stick with the tried and true. Quarterbacks that are not good or healthy. I said Daniel Jones isn't healthy. That's why I went with Washington. And I'll tell you what else seemed obvious. Now, Burrow did not look healthy. He didn't want to throw the ball downfield. But we're going to go with this Monday night game, Atlanta, Philadelphia. Kirk Cousins did not look right. We forget that he's coming back from an Achilles injury at that old.
You like that? You like that?
I don't know if Atlanta likes that. They just gave you $180 million guaranteed dollars. Kirk, and you were awful. Terrible. Now you go to primetime at night. This is a Monday nighter. We all know Kirk Cousins in primetime, not good.
You like that? You like that?
Yeah, I do. If I want to fade you, I sure do. And we're getting Philly under a touchdown. Now their offense looked elite. This is a bounce back spot. They're coming back from Brazil. Now they'll say, well, maybe they have a layover, travel, jet lag, come back from Brazil. No, they got the fuck out of Brazil. As soon as that clock hit 0, they got launched. They launched themselves out of Brazil. Like, let's get the hell out of here. Like the judges and white men can't jump. Let's get the hell out of here. So they've been sitting back there. They're going to have a Monday night versus Kirk Cousins. They lost at home by 8 to Pittsburgh. Now they're going to play an actual very good team on the road on Monday night. They got a situation for sure. They drafted Michael Penix. They're like, well, in a couple of years, they can put him down the road, but maybe they have to put him in now. Well, if you did that, then why'd you give Cousins a guaranteed contract? Either way, it's bad. They're going to act like, this is why we did it. Yeah, then you did it wrong. You're fucking dumb. Lane Gretzky makes a good point. He says, to be fair, a lot of society is homophobic, not just the black community. Yeah, I know, but blacks are funnier with it, though. Lane Gretzky, They say words like allegations. But they bring it up. You're right. You're exactly right, though. All society is homophobic, for sure. Eric Turner says, the management does not approve of failed pickup attempts. Takeo Spikes thinks Falcons front office is going to have to leak some allegations. Something's got to happen. How can we bring down Kirk Cousins, the family man, from the Netflix show? All he has is enormous ranches across the country. He's the one you got to worry about, though, too. Be honest with you. Like Deshaun Watson, yes, he's a sociopath. Obviously. He's a sociopath like in that Bill Cosby level where they're like, where even his girlfriends were like, Bill Cosby's, I'm saying, were like, I don't know. I was his girlfriend. I would have let him do whatever he wanted, but he didn't want, he just wants to knock people out. He just wants to fucking put quaaludes. That's what he likes to do. Deshaun Watson, you're a fucking NFL quarterback. You can get any woman you want. Yeah, no, but I like to take advantage of masseuses. That's what it's my thing. All right. Well, you're a sociopath. That being said, this is a game Philly likes to lose, but they're not, because I think Kirk Cousins is clearly not healthy, and he was not able to do anything as far as play action and just drop back, and that's what he likes to do as well. So we're going to take Eagles minus 6.5 bomb. Bird fight, as Lane Gretzky said. Now, the road to 10 million, as is the survivor pick. As we know, we are into we dropped one with Cincinnati last week. Speaking of sharps, of my sharp rant, I was going to take New Orleans, but the sharps were on Carolina. So I was like, all right, I'll just take the Bengals with one of them. So we're down to 2 entries, which is fine. The one I gave out here to see Jenner, so I was following along, was Buffalo. That one. A little hot on their collar, but they won. Then DJ Dallas with a kick return. Fucking got the cover. Backdoor cover for Arizona. So we have 2 survivor entries. I'll give out both of them, but I'll stick with the one for UC Generous for just the one, my main one. I said it before, Baltimore. They're minus 8 on the contest. That's the one I'm going with Buffalo week 1, Baltimore week 2. Now, Baltimore surprisingly doesn't have a lot of great set matchups coming up, so this is a good week to use them. This is a horrible schedule spot for the Raiders. They were just in Los Angeles. Now they're coming cross-country, West Coast team to a 10 a.m. start. One of the reasons why I'm not playing the Chargers over Carolina, by the way, is I don't like the 10 a.m. start coming. The body clock, you can't fuck with the body clock. So it's Raiders coming to Baltimore. Baltimore with 10 days off. They played on Thursday night versus Kansas City, and they lost in a very competitive game. Isaiah Likely missed it by a toe. So you have an angry Ravens team that had 10 days stewing at home for this garbage Gardner Minshew Raider team to come in. And Antonio Pierce, God love him. I love Antonio Pierce, the player and the person. A coach, well, that might have been a mistake, an interim mistake. It's classic, team where scenario where you fire your coach midseason, the intern comes in, everyone rallies around the intern, mainly because he's not the old boss. Everyone hated Josh McDaniels so much. Then they brought in Antonio Pierce. Like, thank God it's not Josh McDaniels. We'll run through a wall for this guy. Great. Because I think he ran through a wall before he designed some of his plays. I don't think he's a good coach. And it's so weird. And they punted the ball. I mean, he punted the ball last year, too, like on 4th down from the 40. Last week, he had the second most cowardly play, according to the stats. They actually called the stat a coward stat. By punting the ball on the 40 with 7 minutes to go. Insane on 4th and 1. It's so funny these players always punt the ball. You know, you'd think they would be the guys like, let's just go for it, like Dan Campbell. But a lot of them, you know, well, they know. And I don't blame Pierce because, you know, he's got a short leash, I'm sure. Especially as a black coach. And they know they have much shorter leashes. The only way you can really get fired by the fans is by 4th down decisions. Because we don't know the advancements of football and like the play calling and all that enough to call people out for other stuff. But 4th and 1, why'd you go for it? Why didn't you go for it? That's what we know. So that's why he's being conservative, which I get. That being said, the Ravens will smack that on the Raiders. The Raiders did not look good. They don't have a lot of, they have Devontae Adams, they have Jacoby Myers. They are still a threat. Zamir White did not look good. Jesus Christ. Either way, this is a bad spot. If Baltimore would have won that game versus Kansas City, I probably would have been off this. But the fact that Baltimore's 0-1, they're not going to go 0-2. Not to the Raiders at home after sitting and stewing for 10 days. So give me Baltimore in the Survivor, Road to 10 million, part 2 out of 20. Bomb it. Also, I will be doing the, in my other entry, because I will split it up just in case there's an upset. There's a lot of different ways to go. Some people say shove, put them both on the, or, you know, put them all entries on the one until you get going. But I feel like that's the whole point of multiple entries. Diversify. I will also be taking the Houston Texans. They play Sunday night versus the Bears. The Bears, Caleb looked lost out there. CJ Stroud looks great. Texans are a playoff team, obviously. The Bears are, I already mentioned about the Bears. How the Bears got that win, we don't know. They just pulled some Bears shit. It's going to be a tougher game, but I like the Texans there. We'll bomb that for my second entry. But Ravens are definitely my number one. For sure. Now, that being said, let's get that road to me and let's go to the box. Thank you, everybody who joined here on the Bottom Line Bombs. Sorry, I'm just trying to look up a few things. We had a great show today. We gave out 5 picks. Just a recap, it's Rams +1, Jags -3, Denver +2.5, Washington -1.5, Eagles -6.5, and we will go Baltimore for a survivor and Houston. Other survivors is San Diego, or the Chargers, people like that. I don't know. That Colts-Packer game I want nothing to do with, to be honest with you. Yeah, I think just stick to the true ones, I guess, as I could say. Oh man. Anyway, let's see what we got here. You know what? I'll say this: in North Carolina, what are these North Carolina shows? I got requests to plug my North Carolina shows. With the first week of October, I will be in North Carolina doing stand up with TJ Miller. Let me see if I can get the dates, the actual dates. I think it's October 2nd. I will be at the Comedy Zone in Greenville. That's South Carolina. I know that. That's on October 2nd, Wednesday. But then on the 3rd, we'll be at Premiere. That's in Hickory, North Carolina. And then the Comedy Zone that weekend in Charlotte. October 4th, my birthday. 5th, 6th, we'll be in the Comedy Zone in Charlotte. So that is 5, 6, 7 days, 6 days, I believe, in North Carolina and South Carolina, moving around there. I'll post them as well on my Instagram. Make sure you follow me if you want to follow those dates. See Jenner's out there in North Carolina. All right, where was I? In the box, pulling out the things. A lot of people in the chat room with their own plays. I love it. Don't forget, the prop shows after this with Ryan and Sean. I will be on that. We'll be giving out ladders. I'll be giving out props. We'll be giving out degen parlays. Also, the Picks Bombs Down Under show with Picks Dundee. After that, it's part of the C Block on the college experience. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you subscribe to all the things. All right. Everyone was ablaze about this. Everyone was talking about the Shannon Sharp thing, if you don't know the story. Shannon Sharp accidentally went live on Instagram Live, he says. And in the background, you heard audio, no video, of him having relations with a woman named Michelle. And they were going at it. You know, they're embarrassing. Or was it? Listen, I get it. They call him Monk, you know? I get that he doesn't know technology, as he says. But how? I mean, I've never met on Instagram Live. He said he just threw the phone on the bed and it's popped on. He threw the phone on the bed and it popped on IG Live? Come on. What? You got to hit a confirm button. You know that? I can't even fucking Venmo request $10 without going through 5 different codes and requests. And you can't just pop on IG Live like that. Like I said, he had zesty allegations. So he put this out there, and it was, embarrassing. So embarrassing that he had 4 different shows. I mean, it's nothing but great attention for him. He had a post-game press conference with Ocho Cinco, basically talking about his session. You know, talking about what he did and how he did that. And all. It's fucking insane. Michelle must be very happy that she's being talked like that. They were funny. I mean, I'll give him that. It was good content. Ocho's hilarious. Oh, come on, Ocho. Shut up. Good for Shannon Sharp. Man, he's really come out of nowhere. Speaking of fucking Illuminati. Jesus Christ. He went from a guy who used to broadcast for CBS, that NFL Today panel with shit in his mouth. We're killing the Patriots. We need a National Guard. To now he's the fucking #1 potter in the world. And he's got like 4 different shows. And he gets an ESPN show, no problem. Paul Pierce brought some hoes on the IG Live, and he got fired immediately. Sharp's recording audio-only fucking pornos, for crying out loud. Anyway, good for him. What else did I want to say here today? I think it's fake. The bet detective's on it. Not that it's fake. I bet it happened, but I bet they both knew it was happening. You know, the whole thing. I'm sure he gave her a little stipend, a little help me out situation. I'm not saying there was acting involved. I'm saying he knew he was on IG Live. Then it came out immediately. Oh, I was hacked. Then he said, my intern said that. We immediately, because no one buys the hack thing. Who is hacking your Instagram Live and putting out a fucking live audio recording sessions to get you more listeners? Anyway. Like I said, I had bursitis. Got the cortisone shots. Feeling a little better already. It does kind of hurt. What happened? When they asked me what happened, the doctor asked me, well, what happened? I don't fucking know. You tell me. How did I get bursitis? I don't know. Bad bed? That's the urgent care. Like I said, they're all, it's kind of like a hospital. It's like they're shooting a scene of a hospital. Of a low-budget movie. The Greyhound stations of hospitals. Anyway. All right. That's going to do it for today's show. I was going to get into the voting and Uber and the debates and all that stuff, but why? Why do that? I gave you so much already. Was this the funniest show? Probably not. But it's been a weird week. The week back from Vegas. I had to lock up, you know? And lock in, I mean. Get my fucking plays right. Last time we were messing around. Chad G is right. They charge like a hospital, too. I thought they were joking when he gave me the bill. Your copay pays for this and your insurance pays. Well, where's this money going? What kind of addiction do you have back there? What kind of drugstore cowboy shit is this? I feel like I'm just supplying their addiction at the fucking urgent cares. They're charging me like it's a hospital. You have a fucking payphone over there, sir. A payphone in your doorway. And you're going to charge me like you're a hospital? You're not a real hospital. This is a joke. Chad G says $700 and I told his wife to get chicken noodle soup. I know. See, he wanted to prescribe me ibuprofen. Ibuprofen? Are you out of your mind? I can get ibuprofen anywhere. I got ibuprofen in this couch that I'm sitting in. You go get a fucking cortisone shot. You get me something that I can't get it at a pharmacy. And you give it to me now for what you're charging. It's crazy. Feach says, should we hack all the SGPN accounts to promote Bottom Line Bombs more? I'm all for that. Sex tapes, whatever you got to do. I'll take it. Let's get Bottom Line Bombs out there. Let's get the road to 10 million out there. Let's get the man in the box out there. Hack away, C-generates. I'll be like Dave Portnoy telling everyone to take down Dan Bernstein. That's good use of your power. Go out there, C-generates, and hack away the SGPN servers. But yeah, you're right, Chad J, about that, the urgent care. They are fucking insane. Anyway, all right, that's going to do it for today's show. I mean, this show's already getting out of hand. I do got to raise some money. Chad G says you have a lack of feet pics going on, CJ. I know. I got to blur out the feet. You got to blur out the feet. I just learned that. Stephanie Smalls taught me that. I was on the Stephanie Smalls show yesterday. Shout out to Stephanie Smalls. She blurs out her feet for all of her pictures because I was like, it's because creeps will they'll pay for that. All right, get your money. So I got to blur out the feet. No one's paying for my feet. Come on, C-generates. I wouldn't pay for that. Anyway. All right, that's going to do it for today's show. Thank you for everybody who joined in the chat room, including Chad G late in the game, Feast Lamont, Eric Terman, E. Arbo says Brian Thomas, why not? Over 36 average receiving yards. I love all Jags. Love them Jags. Lane Gretzky, my man, Takeo Spikes, ML, everyone, Eric Terman, everyone who's come out here. Fantastic show. Enjoy the games. Let's get some bombs. And I got 2 more shows I got to get to. So it's time to wrap this up because I have coming up next. I will be doing the prop show with Sean and Ryan and then the college weekend bombs with Picks Dundee. So let's go.